Hey all, welcome to my channel. Um, Thank you for coming by and watching a lot of my vids. If you haven't, please subscribe. This is me just basically talking and ranting about stuff. Today I'm just going to talk about, well, the New York Knicks basically. I mean, they are on a roll. They are on a roll. Honestly, that Brunson signing was great, and I don't know what happened with Randall. I mean, what changed Randall outside of, like, maybe the mentality. But I guess adding Brunson changed the dynamics of adding another scorer for him, so that he didn't have to be the all-on scorer. But at the same time, what he's doing right now, it's pretty impressive, honestly. I mean, let's put it this way: they're on an eight-game winning streak. There's a chance for nine if they go against the. Well, honestly, it's more of a case where, like, what they're doing right now was really surprising. I mean, I didn't think they were going to beat the Celtics the way they built the Celtics yesterday. That was a little bit of a surprise in and of itself. I mean, honestly, I thought maybe I figured it was going to be a close game, but I didn't think it was going to be that close. To be quite honest with you, this just it was mind boggling. The fact that they're on an eight-game win streak is even really surprising in and of itself, basically. Because I mean, first they went against the Jazz. Yes or no, I wasn't sure. They won by 6 points at that point. I mean, then the Nets. I mean, that was kind of a blowout. That was kind of a given. But then they beat the Hawks. Honestly, I was like, all right, you know what? Beating the Hawks at in Atlanta, impressive. Wizards, it was a given that they were going to beat the Wizards. I mean, the Pelicans, that was a case of like a little bit of injury, but then again they won against the Celtics. That was on the 27th, February 27th, and then blowing out the Nets again at that point, and the Heat. That was a nail biter, of course, and then of course yesterday double overtime, the way they beat the Celtics again. I'm like, what just happened? What is going on? I mean, winning eight in a row, uh, uh, um, 10 out of 11 is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Especially against the Sixers. They lost to the Sixers then, on the 10th, of course, but it was one of those things where on the 5th they beat them. Now the question is like they're going against the Hornets on the 7th and the Kings on the 9th. So, honestly, if they can beat the Hornets tomorrow, and which is a strong possibility, and then they can potentially beat the Kings, which is what that would be kind of like 10-game winning streak right now. When they go against the Clippers, which is potentially getting an 11-game winning streak, that's possible. Honestly, if they win against the Clippers, if they're on that 10-game winning streak, look for me to be at the Clippers game. I'm going to be at the Clippers game, the Clippers Knicks game, basically in Crypto Arena. I will be there for that game. Will I be there for the Lakers game? That's a little tricky one. I don't think I'll be able to make that game. I mean, first off, the tickets are expensive as hells, but I'm assuming the Clippers game, it might be cheaper at that point. I mean, the Clippers, depending on how well they're doing. Um, Honestly, actually, if they're on the 10-game win streak, I'll probably be at the Clippers game anyways. I mean, depending on how things go at that point as well, too. To be quite honest, I mean, you've got Russell, Kawhi, and Paul George. So the real question comes down to is, can the Knicks beat them at that point if they're all three playing? If if they are on that if that's potentially for the 11-game winning streak and they're there, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely be there to see to root them on at that point, honestly. But the fact that the Knicks are doing really well, they're in fifth place in the division, and they are a game and a half out of being the number four seed. Uh, I mean, it's changed the dynamics. I mean, that Brunson deal, the Brunson signing, and the Josh Hart trade seems to be really good for the Knicks. Actually, it's helping out considerably. I mean, the Brunson deal has changed everything considerably. I mean, Brunson. You saw with the Mavs that without Brunson, look where they were at. They had to get a Kyrie Irving because by losing Brunson, that changed them completely. It looks like Brunson was sort of the semi glue in that team, and looks like he's this glue here with the Knicks as well too. Fournier, honestly, if the Knicks could have traded Fournier, I would have loved to have traded them. Love to have them traded Fournier. Obi Toppin, he's great and all, but he's not going to play under Thibodeau's system. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I wish they had traded Thibodeau, not Thibodeau, sorry, Toppin. If they traded Toppin away too for some draft picks or some draft picks, honestly, because I think they could have gotten some draft picks out of it. Basically, he does have the potential. Unfortunately, I know he's not going to fit into the Knicks system, specifically Thibodeau's system. Unfortunately, he probably would have thrived under Indiana more than anything, more than any other team out there. Indiana, Washington, or Sacramento. He would have thrived in one of those three systems, and it would have been great if the Knicks could have gotten some draft picks out or draft capital out of that from him. Because he's just sitting there on the bench doing nothing. Now, the Emmanuel quickly not being traded. I mean, what he did yesterday was great, but the question is like, you got IQ, and then you got Quentin Grimes, and then you got Derrick Rose, and then you also have Brunson. So you have like pretty much four point guards. I want to keep Rose because of you need that veteran leadership there, because him and Brunson can help develop either Grimes or IQ. Now, I think IQ doing really well at this point in this stage works out well for them to the point where like I think the Knicks can trade IQ after the season for some draft capital at that point too. Do I want him to leave? No, but I think Grimes is far more better than IQ at this point. Emmanuel quickly. I would say if the Knicks were proper and they did it right, they would trade Jalen Rose back to Chicago, where he started from, help out the Bulls in that situation. I mean, I love him being a Knick. The veteran presence on there is great and all, but it's it's hard to justify using him because like you've got pretty much 3 to 4 point guards with quickly. Oh yeah, with quickly, with Grimes, and with of course Brunson. So it's like 4 point guards is going to be kind of hard. And then now Fournier, I don't know what to do with Fournier. I wish they could have traded him off because like I mean, I honestly don't know what to do with him at this point as well too. I mean you've got already Barrett. He's good enough at this point. And then you got Josh Hart too. So like those two could complement each other and work on on the same aspect as well too. Honestly, one of them could probably be a small forward, the other could be shooting guard, whatever it may be. And then of course you've got what's his name, Robinson, who's doing really well. Robinson actually in that aspect of being the defensive aspect that he is, it's great. The real question is like how the Knicks can do from here on out. I mean, they've got a group of guys that can work together. Now the question is like how far can they go? If they can go far, that would be awesome. But I don't know where they can go at this point. From my perspective, this is a case where like how Thibodeau works. For those that don't know, Thibodeau basically loves to essentially keep off a minimum amount of players, works to 7 to 8 players at this point a lot of the times, unless they're injured, then he'll slowly bring them in. Topin, he wasn't going to get any play. I don't think he's going to get as much playing time as he should. I wish he did. The guy's too talented, but I think he's more of a case where like he's too athletic. Put it that way. He's definitely athletic, but I don't think he fits in the Knicks system, especially in Thibodeau's system. Do I want to lose him? No, but honestly, I think we need to trade him off some draft capital and get some draft capital as a result of it too. But yeah, I mean, let's see what the Knicks do from here on out, honestly, because I'd love to see the Knicks definitely make that 4 seed. They're not getting the 3rd seed. They're definitely not getting that 3rd seed. Whoever says they are, they're fools. They're not getting past the 76ers. I mean, if they do, it's the only way that happens is if the 76ers just drop considerably. They drop considerably. Like Harden and Embiid both get injured. That's the only way they drop. Just like with the Nets. The Nets were like the number 4. Now they drop considerably because pretty much straight away all their players. I mean, if the Nets make the playoff, that'll be a bigger surprise in and of itself. I mean, if they make the playoffs and they go into the second round of the playoffs, I would be truly impressed. But I doubt that's going to happen. Can the Knicks get into the number 3 seed? I mean, like I said, if the 76ers go on a massive losing streak, which I don't see happening, The 4 seed is probably what they should be going for. If hey, look, let's put it this way: if the Knicks can win the remaining games, like if they win the remaining let me see how many more games they have played. They have remaining. I'm sorry, I haven't looked in a while. Let's see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hornets, Kings, Clippers, Lakers, Blazers, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Heat, Magic, Rockets, Heat again, Cavaliers, Wizards, Pacers, Pelicans, and the Pacers again. So they got 21 games to pretty much play. I mean, if they can win 17 out of those 21 games, they could probably potentially get that third seed. But they've got to win. They got to win. Yeah. I mean, they could definitely beat the Hornets. I think they have a shot at beating the Hornets and the Kings for sure. Clippers are going to be a little tricky. Trailblazers, possibility, as well as the Nuggets, possibility. Timberwolves, if Ja Morant is out still, they should be able to have that. The Heat, maybe. The Magic, for sure. Rockets, yeah. Heat, I think so, they can. The Cavaliers, it's a little tricky stuff there. Possibly. The Wizards, again, for sure. Pacers, I think they can. And the Pelicans, I think they can. So there is that potential they could actually get into the third seed. All right, never mind. They possibly can get that third seed. The 2 seed's not happening. I mean, it's between the Celtics and Bucks for sure. If the Knicks can get deep into the playoffs, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. I'd call it a magical season, to be quite honest. I mean, it's a win-win situation in this situation. But honestly, I think they're probably most likely going to get the 4th seed unless something happens dramatically. But they should be able to get the 4th seed. If they get the 3rd seed, that's icing on the cake at that point. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Leave your comments or feedback in the comment section. I do read my comments. I do respond to them when I do get notified, but I do respond to them. And also, please, as always, if you can subscribe, that'd be great. It doesn't hurt to subscribe. As well as, if you like or dislike the video, choose whatever you want to choose. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you like it, great. I mean, if you have any feedback in the format that you should be doing or what should I be focused on, please let me know in the comment section. I'll gladly accept it. And, again, leave your feedback in the comments, basically in the comment section. Like I said, I do read my comments for sure. In any case, hell, if you want to troll me or start a flame war, let's do it. I'll love doing that. I mean, honestly, as they say, is no bad publicity is no publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. I'm sorry, I should say that again. What they say is, even if you have bad publicity, any publicity is still good publicity because you're still in the mindset of people. I'm not trying to be controversial. Or, I'm gonna try to avoid that, like the Ja Morant thing. Basically, I'm not gonna bring that up. Honestly, that's not for me to say. That's something on his end, and let everyone handle that. I mean, I don't know where the dude's mind was at when he did that IG live. That's on him. But in reality, the question comes down to is like, if there was no social media, would he have done this? Would anyone have known this? Because the thing is like, let's not forget, 2003 or 2004, Gilbert Arenas with the gun. The only reason why he got busted is because he shot it and injured a person, basically. And same thing with Plaxico Burress with the Giants. Because of that, they got busted. If there was no social media and no lives and none of these camera phones at that point, would people have seen what would have happened with Ja Morant? This happened with Ja Morant, basically, where he would have to, everyone would be coming down on him? Chances are no, because you know what? Everyone that thinks like what's going through his head, let's not forget. In the past, people have done this. He's not the first one to do this, and he's definitely not going to be the last. The question is like where his mind sits at. That's a different story. I don't know. That's up to him to work it out on his end. But like I said, anyone that's commenting is like, treating it as though he's the first person to have done this. Honestly, he probably wasn't. You know what? Chances are, let's go back in time. Let's go back to other people at when like other ball players at the clubs where people have actual digital cameras. Chances are someone probably has a camera, picture out there of like a player, and especially a bad boy player having a gun in a club, basically. So let's not forget that. I mean, some athletes do carry. And for those that say like, oh, athletes don't carry, that's not true. Athletes carry. A lot of athletes carry. I mean, for their protection. If they have an actual proper permit, I think they're allowed to carry. It's just a matter of like, can it be concealed or not. So, but that's not my thing. I'm not for or against guns. It's just more of a case where like people are saying, well, what's he doing with the gun? You know what? Athletes do carry, and you can't deny that. For those that think, oh, athletes don't carry, it's a tough story. Not all athletes, of course. Like I don't know a majority of them, but there are some. We've seen some quite a few times here saying that they've carried, and I can see why because more for protection more than anything else. So it's like you are athletes, especially if you're a star athlete. I would not be surprised, unless of course you can hire bodyguards. But that's a whole different thing in itself as well too. But in any case, like I said, please subscribe and please leave your comments and leave any feedback you have or anything you want in the comment section. I do read them and respond to. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.